Hi, folks. I'm keeping this one short today because I don't know how far I'm going to make my way through this script without getting hopelessly choked up. By now, everyone has heard that Betty White passed away on New Year's Eve, 17 days before her 100th birthday, and only a few hours before uh, she would have made it into a full century of life. So, if we're in the business of recollecting the awesomeness that is Betty White, I want to talk about what wonderful representation her most famous character, probably Rose Nylund from the Golden Girls, truly was. See, it's a common talking point among anti-vaxxers that autism is an epidemic, citing the rapid increase in autism diagnosis over the last 30 years. The obvious response to that, before 1994, with the publication of the DSM-IV, you could only get diagnosed with autism if you were already severely disabled by autism. But over the last 30 years, barrier to diagnoses have come down. Now, the anti-vaxxers response is usually along the lines of something like, where were all the autistic people back then, before 1994? Well, people just thought we were weird. And that's really the long and short of it. But as evidence for that, we like to point to either historical figures or fictional figures who were very clearly autistic, despite living before or having been created before 1994. So Sherlock Holmes is, the classic example that a lot of people like to reach for. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. And it helps that he lived before the age of modern vaccines, too. But my go to example is Rose Nylund from the Golden Girls. And that show went off the air in 1992, so it fits my criteria of pre 1994. Now, casual fans of the Golden Girls may know Rose as the ditzy one, but like most people who have a close relationship with a grandparent, I've seen every episode of the show multiple times, and Rose is not just ditzy. It's very clear over the course of the show that Rose thinks very differently from everyone else. For one, she has difficulty with figurative language, sometimes taking it literally and sometimes taking it in other bizarre ways. And this is a common and well known trait among autistic people. But Rose also has a special interest in her hometown and her Scandinavian heritage. And in one episode, she even put Viking history as a hobby on her resume. And she likes to talk about it at length, her famous Saint Olaf stories that get on the nerves of her friends, which, being a constant source of frustration for your friends, for your own interests, is an experience many autistic people can relate to. She is often called or implied to be stupid by her friends, which unfortunately is a thing many undiagnosed autistic people, especially undiagnosed autistic women, face on a daily basis. But in one scene from an episode whose name I don't remember, Dorothy defends Rose, saying, "You're not an idiot, Rose. You just march to a beat of a different drummer." So as those drums herald Betty White's march to heaven, and the Golden Girls cast is reunited, well, mostly, with the exception of B. Arthur. We all know she became one with the Force. Let's carry that rhythm forward with one of the best pre DSM-IV representations of neurodiversity in media. Thank you for being a friend, Betty. Happy New Year, folks.